What's up, y'all? Gotta love who? Gotta love you because you're worth it. I'm sorry about the weird angle and the air is on. So this lovely person left me this comment requesting that I talk about how I stopped listening to secular music. Now, some people might think there's gonna be like a magic answer, and there's really not. Okay, just like any other, okay, it's not a sin to listen to secular music. Let's make that clear. It's not a sin to listen to secular music. Okay, listen, I'm gonna talk about the type of music I used to listen to, okay? And then we will get into why that type of music is not the type of music you should be listening to if you're really trying to get closer to God, because this type of music will actually draw you away from the Lord because of what I'm about to speak. There are all types of secular music, okay? Secular music meaning music that's not giving the Lord praise. I'll put what the definition says it is on the screen, but to me, that just basically means music that's not glorifying the Lord. But I had to get rid of all secular music, okay? Because that was just the path that God gave me, okay? So let me explain. And sorry if I ramble a little bit. I am 9 months pregnant. Update, big bump. But anyway, we can start off when I first got in my ministry group at 12 years old. I don't know if it's just me, but I used to just listen to music that I heard other people listening to. So just listening to music that everybody else listened to. I wasn't really thinking anything about it. Whether it was an appropriate song or not, I wasn't even thinking about it like that. I was just like, hey, this song, you know. Young people with what we do. But I can honestly say that I was kind of not really, I knew who God was and everything, but I really didn't have like a relationship with him to the point where I would ask him like, can you help me listen to better music? First of all, I had an issue with praying for myself anyway. I was always praying for other people, and that's a key point in my story. That's why I brought it up. So when I got in my ministry group, they introduced me to Christian hip hop, and I never knew that this existed. Like, what in the world is this? This music is, like, it sounds like rap music, but it's talking about God and like living a better life or doing better. Like, it's not talking about what you hear these rappers talking about, and we all know what these rappers are talking about: money, which the Bible clearly says you cannot have two masters. You cannot love money and God at the same time. Okay, keep that in mind. So if any of your music is just glorifying money and money this, money that, like money rule the world type stuff, that's something you should reevaluate. Okay, it's one thing. And you know what else they talk about? Sorry if like there's kids, I don't know if there's any, my demographics say 18 and up a little bit, so I don't know, I haven't looked at them recently, but maybe I won't say the word. So we'll say adult activity, marriage activity. But these rappers don't be married, and they just be talking about all these women and glorifying women's bodies, and just y'all know what I'm talking about, right? That is reserved for the marriage, right? So if that's reserved for marriage, then why are you listening to men just talk about different types of women and all the women that they can get or the women that they want and stuff like that? That's not it, okay? So that's nothing. Well, this isn't like the only things you'll hear, but like the top 3 things that I recall from when I was listening to this music. The other thing would be drugs. Now, why would we want to be rapping about drugs? Why would we want to be rapping along to a song about drugs? It's not anything good, or drinking too, because you know the Bible says we need to be sober, because we don't know the second, the minute, the hour when he will return. Okay, we don't want to be glorifying drugs, money, or anything else that is not seen well by the Lord, right? So I didn't feel convicted about listening to this music until I started getting closer with God. And the path he took me on, y'all, this is great. I would say I had a lot of back and forth with it. It would be like, I have a playlist that 1 minute the song could be Christian rap, and then the next song could be Cardi B, okay? And we all know what Cardi be rapping about. This isn't to bash anybody. I'm just saying, you know, the type of things that we should be avoiding as young women of Christ, or as young men of Christ, okay? Because this goes for either gender. It's not, you know, but I'm just saying Cardi B because that's one of the people I was listening to that had no business listening to. I would have a playlist. A Christian song could play 1 minute, and the next minute it could be a secular song. And when I say secular song, I'm specifically talking about songs that are literally not good for you to listen to. I did have secular songs that weren't like a Cardi B song, or they weren't like a Roddy Ricch song. They weren't like these rappers nowadays. Like, it wasn't like that. It was just a regular song, but it didn't give God any type of glory or anything. But God convicted me from listening to that music as well. And that, I feel like that's, I don't know, that's just my path, that I just don't listen to any music that has nothing to do with God or anything like that. That's just where God brought me, okay? Because if y'all don't know, I myself am a rapper, okay? And I used to rap about relationships and nothing, like, I did start to mention God and stuff, but it wasn't like a Christian rap. Like, I'll put one of my most recent ones, which I haven't made one since 2018, but I will put one so y'all can hear like what I was saying. I forgave you, I really did, but don't test my phone, cause I ain't forget. God said be patient, God said be kind. I would do that, but I need this cause I need time. You told me everything that I wanted to hear. I see you now, you was right, mama, I see it clear. And I got to hold back, cause I can't shed a tear. And if I do, it's not over you, it's the situation at hand. Share memories, and we know memories never die. Gotta delete the videos of us, them two letters had to divide. You tried to play the victim, but it ain't my fault. Hurt people, you know the cycle never stops. Talk real sweet, but your actions got to match. You lost a good person, and you won't give me back. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry for how I'm gonna be, who you love me for and ugly, but it ain't me. I'm not stepping, just fed up, but that's me. You finna see, she was okay with you being on here like that, no one about me. This generation forgot the definition of loyalty. A side dish and a full course meal, still confusing me. You can't break a heart that's already broken, but next time I see you, don't be shocked. I'm actually happy and glowing. I don't need you by my sidekick. God keeps me going. I won't lose myself for you because my life has a purpose. So in the midst of me finding my sound and rapping, I feel like this was a key turn in things, because you know, when God calls you to do something, you might have to go through hoops if you're not listening to him, okay? So like I said, I was a rapper, you know, I knew all the lyrics and stuff. Like, I was really, you know, I knew all the lyrics to the rap songs I was listening to. Specifically, if y'all want like a Christian hip-hop playlist, I can definitely do that video, because I got some music, okay? I got some music. But yeah, so when I was rapping, it was basically secular, because it had nothing to do with God. I would mention God, but it wasn't like like the song was, or the verse, because I would just make videos, like 1 minute Instagram videos, and rap on it. But now I'm more on the path of wanting to actually make Christian hip-hop music. So I do have a song that I want to release at 1,000 subscribers, but we'll see where God leads it. I was really into rapping, so that's why I feel like Christian hip-hop really, if it was not for Christian hip-hop in the Christian ministry group that I was in, I don't know where my music would be. Sometimes you can be in a situation and you don't know where it's gonna lead, but knowing where I am now and where I was then, I see how God used it to grow me to where I am now, to where I do not listen to secular music. I don't even have an urge anymore, but it took years, okay? And I'm not saying that to discourage anybody or make somebody feel like you can't do anything with God, because you can do anything with Christ. But I'm gonna tell y'all, I wasn't really, like I said, I wasn't really praying for myself, okay? So it was more like I was trying to do it in my own strength. It wasn't until I invited God into the situation where I stopped listening to secular music. So like I said, I would have two different type of music. One song could be Christian, one song could be not. And more I started just making new playlists, okay? So then I transitioned to, I have a Christian playlist, and then I have the playlist that's like love songs, and I have the playlist that's like turn up songs, and then I have the playlist that's just like calm songs, like different playlists with different songs for different moods type of thing. But that was the problem, because worshiping God shouldn't be like a mood, like something that you just feel like doing it and you don't feel like doing it. That's not what that's about. That's not how it's supposed to be, okay? We do have songs for a reason. If you don't believe that rap should be a part of what Christians listen to, then this video really isn't for you, because this is literally how I stopped listening to secular music. Because when I was listening to secular music, it was mainly rap. It wasn't like, I had some singing songs on it, like I would have Janae Ayako, you know, singers. But and then like when Queen Naija came out, I started becoming a big fan of her. So it was just like, this is really recent, y'all. Like Queen Naija just blew up recently. It's not like I've been without secular music for a long time, but I know that God made this happen for a reason, so that I can be able to sit here and talk to whoever needs to hear this, because it's very important. I'm like, okay, God, we're making some progress. But at this point, I was praying a little bit, because I was really trying to hold on to it, because I just felt so good when I was rapping the lyrics. I just felt so good when I was into that music. But the more and more I gave it to God, the more he was like, how you feel about that now? When you hear this song, how do you feel when you hear this song? How does it make you feel when you hear this song? What are you thinking about when you hear this song? Like, he started giving me questions to think about when these songs were playing, and I was like, wait a minute. Like, he really started convicting me, and I felt the pressure. Okay, I felt the pressure. One day, I was like, I'm not listening to secular music anymore. I'm done. And I would only listen to the Christian playlist that I had. Now, that got a little tricky, because I wanted to listen to music. So I started back. I would hear one song on the radio, then I'd be like, oh, I need to hear that song. I haven't heard that song in a while. That's what I mean by the back and forth. I would be listening to my Christian playlist only, then I'd be like, something would happen, and I'll think of a song, and I'd be like, oh, I haven't heard that in a minute. Let me go listen to that real quick. Just one time. It's not nothing. But when you keep going back into the sin that you were previously doing, you'll never stop doing it, especially if you're trying to do it with your own strength. And I was still basically doing it with my own strength, but I was letting God in a little bit. Like I was letting him creep in a little bit, but then I'd be like, all right, God, I'm doing better, so that you should be proud of me, because I'm doing better. Like, that's how I was seeing it. I was just like, well, I'm doing better. But it eventually got to the point where when I was like rapping along to those songs, it's not like I was cussing with them. It was gradually getting better and better. The more that I let God take over the situation and influence me, the more it made me realize this is not what I want. This is not glorifying God, which is what I want to do. This music isn't feeding me any substance. I'm not gaining anything from listening to this music. I'm just making this rapper richer, and that's basically all that's happening. I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm not encouraging y'all to listen to anybody that I am bringing up. I'm just bringing up people because I feel like the Holy Spirit is telling me to bring up these people, because maybe you're listening to these people and that's who God is trying to tell you to stop listening to. Or you know how there's songs where, like, if I'm mad, this is a song I listen to. If I want to get turned, this is a song I'm listening to. If I'm sad, this is a song I listen to. That's basically what was happening with the back and forth between the Christian music and that music. But then when God started revealing these Christian artists to me, it just became easier and easier. So I would encourage, nobody's perfect, okay, but searching for people that make songs that either glorify the Lord or songs that are holy, wholesome, songs that are not encouraging you to go kill somebody, songs that are not encouraging you to show your body off women, songs that are not encouraging you to worship money. Okay, anything like that, you do not need to be listening to a song that's saying stuff like that. You do not. And once you realize that if you want to get closer to God, you need to let go. You can't hold on to the world but still trying to reach out for God. You can't do that. We're not of this world. Okay, so with that being said as well, we should want to be holy because God is holy, and you should want to strive to be different, to be set apart from other people. And so that goes with the music that you're listening to as well. There's a lot of things that goes into holiness and incorporating all of that, but I would say that music is a big influence because that can determine how you act, how you speak to people, you know, what you think, your thoughts. It was like as if God was like being really patient with me. It was like God was like telling me, you know, You're taking baby steps, and I'm proud. But we need to start jumping. We need to start running. We need to go faster. And one day, like, it just got more and more intense. I'm telling y'all, every time I would listen to the music, I just wouldn't feel, I would be like, That's what conviction is. It was just something that would just be like, no, why are you, stop. Until one day, I literally, I got a new phone, and all of my music gone. Why? Because I didn't remember the password to my Spotify. And yes, some of you might say, well, you could have literally just put in your email, forgot password, and redid it. But at that point, I was so convicted from that music that I didn't even want to, I didn't have the urgency to do it. But I also didn't have the urgency to make another Christian playlist either. So you know what I did now? I already kind of had like a playlist going on YouTube, which is private, but I could make it public. So I had already started adding songs on there that I would listen to on YouTube, because you know, YouTube, I'm not paying for YouTube Music, but like on the YouTube app where you can just make playlists of stuff. And I had a playlist on there already basically started, so I just started adding songs on there, and that's basically where I have my playlist, or I'll just look up a song. But now I'm not tempted to listen to any songs that I used to listen to. I actually cringe when I hear these other songs. It doesn't have any type of hold on me anymore, and I think that's the biggest issue, and that's the hardest thing to let go, is when something has a hold on you. When something has a hold on you, you gotta fight it. And if you're not willing to fight it hard enough, it's going to keep having a hold on you. In your own strength, you cannot stop listening to secular music, and I'm just going to tell you that now. Now, your calling may not be as strong as mine, to where I don't listen to any type of music that has nothing to do with God. Yours might not be that strong. You might be able to, you might even be an artist yourself, where you make songs, and you know, not every song is about God. Maybe you talk about relationships with people and stuff like that. And I used to think it was okay to listen to music about relationships, like even the little singing songs or whatever. But God convicted me and told me that my relationship with him is the most important. So like, and this was before I got married, okay? Of course, when you're married, it's all one, okay? But like I said, I do want to release music. My biggest inspiration is Wande right now, and one day I do want to make a song with her. But that's all about if that's God's will. But with that being said, I encourage you to get into the word, get closer with God, build your relationship with him, talk to him. I mean, you can just be sitting there doing nothing and just start talking to him. You could be folding clothes and just talk to him. You could be doing anything and talk to him. God does not have you need to be in a certain situation and do it. Now, there is a part of the Bible that does say go into your room and close the door and pray. Tell nobody about it. But I mean, you can still talk to him whenever you want. Like, it's not like he's saying you can only talk to me when you go in your room and close the door. Like, no, you can talk to God whenever, wherever, and you can talk to him casually. I talk to him like he's my friend, because why? Jesus is our friend. So it doesn't need to be scripted. It doesn't have to be anything insane. Just talk to him. Give him your burdens, and he will carry them. And I promise you, it's true. Like I said, I used to pray for everybody except for myself. I literally used to pray for everybody except for myself. This is what I used to say. This is how robotic it used to be. I used to be like, God, thank you for the people that you put into my life. Thank you for everything that you've done for me. Thank you for everything that's happened to me. You know how generic that is? Like, this is, but I wouldn't get in depth and be like, God, I'm feeling some type of way right now. Please calm me down. Bring your spirit over me. You say be slow to anger. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like, God, I feel so sad right now. Like, I just need you to take the weight off my shoulders. It was never anything like that. I was not bringing, even though he knows this about me, but I never brought anything to him. But of course, he still did for me. But it was just like, I was not giving him the attention towards myself that I should have been giving. And if you're not praying for yourself, I can make another video about that as well, because that's something. So if you want me to make a video about how to pray for yourself, that might sound weird for some people. Some people might be like, what do you mean you don't pray for yourself? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Only you know. If you're feeling me, then you know what I'm saying. But once I started doing that, I saw a major difference in growth in myself, because I was trying to go through everything with my own strength, and that's just not the way to do it. It's not gonna work. That is how I stopped listening to secular music. I hope this helped somebody, and I'm sorry to the person that got me to this. I took so long to do it, but I was praying about it and I wanted to say the right things. I did attempt to record this video another time, and God was just like, no, it's not. No, it's not the right time. No, I'm gonna reveal something more to you to say. So this was the time, and that's why I did it. I have an appointment to go to, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe if you want, of course. God bless, and I'm out.